download the whole thing in high definition.
And the last thing that was live was Scottie Mac was a MTV DJ. That's a great way to go.
He was. Scottie, did you hear the part what I said to you, Scottie?
What's that?
I said, like, how do you recover from that? Like, after all those like insane experiences, how do you go on with life knowing it's never going to be that good?
Well, what you do is you try to take a little piece of each of those experiences and bring them home with you, and try to project somewhat in my business for what I do, locally, and hopefully somebody, Zach, you've been very good about having me come in and be like, Scottie, just play some reggae tonight. Just like do your thing. And I get the trust of people from, different venues around town, and it probably isn't a venue that I haven't played over the years, and I would continue to play these venues because I get a great working relationship with everybody. But to recover from that, there is no recovery, Joe. You just keep pushing on.
You just keep going, yeah. All right,
Scottie, do you have any footage from those years?
We need footage. We need footage.
Yeah.
You know what the footage was back in that time? It was those Kodak cameras.
Yeah.
Point and shoot. That was the footage.
Yeah.
Oh,
Scottie, I have that picture still of me and you and Toots in the Maytals.
Oh, that was classic.
Where was that?
We went to a show. It was in Connecticut.
It was at the Webster Theater.
Okay.
At the Webster Theater. I think it was Connecticut or Rhode Island, one of the two.
Yeah.
And
Scottie got us on the bus with Toots, and we got to meet this reggae legend. I don't know if you know Toots and the Maytals, but I mean, reggae legend. And Scottie got us on his tour bus, and we all took a group picture with him. It was like, what, 2000?
Oh my gosh.
I have the ticket stub somewhere, Zach, in a photo. You know what I'll do is I'll send you the ticket stub in the photo so you know the exact date, and
Nice.
maybe Joey will actually post a photo on Good Morning.
Yeah.
You got it. Well, you picked. Well, knowing what we know now, I don't know how you picked the 50s. I don't know how you picked the 50s, knowing what we know now.
Exactly.
He liked that leather jacket look and the the Fonz. He was the Fonz.
Like I said, Joe, you never recover. You can only push. We'll keep it pushing.
Push it forward. All right, Zach, you're next.
So I would continue on the path that I went on. I would have done exactly the same thing. I went to school for culinary arts, and I did it in Danvers at North Shore. It kept me close to my family, which is what I wanted, where I wanted to be. With my grandfather, who passed away in 2010, so I got to be with him instead of away. It also led me to this podcast tonight. Who knows if I would have been here tonight if I didn't go to North Shore, the culinary arts. And then it also led me to later on my wife, and now I have 2 awesome kids. So I definitely would have chosen the path I went on.
Is your wife like standing just off screen right there? Is she?
Yeah.
No, but she's watching though. She's watching at
Oh,
home.
okay. Good move.
Hey, Zach,
I was just going to say that the main,
you'll get the best 20 minutes of sleep of your life.
Yeah.
So
I'll be scheduling mine soon. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, you got to go see Dr. Z. He's the man. So right now the live stream ended, but I'm gonna re-upload this in its entirety, so that people like people don't know, like it just ended abruptly. By tomorrow, I'll upload this overnight, and tomorrow it'll be like the full thing. We're gonna go to Drew next. What would you do?
I pretty much do what I did. I went to Merrimack. I played hockey there. I had a great time. Played against some of the best guys in the world, and I had a great time. The only one thing that I might say is that when I was playing hockey in Iowa, in between high school and college, I got recruited to do a 3 for 4, which is paid 3 years out of 4 for North Dakota. And the funny thing, the irony about it is that I chose Merrimack, and then North Dakota won 2 national championships the 2 consecutive years that I went to Merrimack.
Oh, ouch! But you're gonna stay. You're gonna say you would have stayed. You would have done the Merrimack thing still.
Yeah.
All right.
What did Merrimack do? How'd you end up?
We'll leave it at that.
Okay.
That's
So
great.
Drew, I got a question for you since you're talking about hockey right now, and you've explained this to me before, but I've since forgotten. It's been a few years. Where where did that lead you in your hockey dreams and career and your path, and how far did you actually take it, and how close did you come to being in the NHL?
Well, I mean, we all like to say that we were that close, and at that time, it was just I was a big guy playing hockey, and I got the invite to go to Ottawa's rookie camp, and essentially it was a sign a contract, be a fighter, because this sports were, and as Joey was talking about earlier, they took the big guys, and we could skate, but we couldn't skate like, the wind as defensemen, but they pretty much labeled us as fighters, and we were a dime a dozen. So, I chose not to keep going that route, but I created a million relationships that were awesome through hockey and Merrimack College, which is a terrific college.
What year did you graduate?
2000, because I took 2 years between. I graduated high school '94, and I took 2 years and went to Iowa and played out there.
My sister and brother-in-law met at Merrimack. They got married.
Yeah.
But that was I think they graduated in 91. I think 90 or 91. Yeah.
Hey Drew, who's the best player you played against?
I would say that the best player that I've ever played against was Chris Drury. As an all-round player, I mean, the kid was a winner. He was a winner. He was the pitcher of the Little League World Series. When he was at BU, they won national championships, except for 1998 when Merrimack College took
him out.
We lost. Here's the funny thing, right? We lost to them about 4 games earlier, right before the playoffs start, the first round of the playoffs. 9-1, we lost to them.
And
The first round of the playoffs, we took them out.
Wow. They took you for granted. They looked past you.
Yep.
Wow.
But he was the best player all around that I've ever played against.
That's awesome. All right, Jimmy Dalpiaz, it's your turn.
Hey, I got a music scholarship to go to Ithaca College. I wouldn't have changed it. Ithaca, Cornell, I was there. I did that. The only thing I wish maybe I would have changed is I totally love the fact that when you're watching the big football games and the bands and they're in the stands and the craziness, I wish I was a part of that because we were in Ithaca. Our football team was called the Bombers. They had no marching band. They had nothing. So, I just wish I could have been a part of that craziness.
The band geek. You didn't want.
Well, it's not so much the band geek; it's the crowd thing.
Yeah.
What instrument would you have played in the band?
You know what? I could see you at Grambling. You would have been great at Grambling.
Yeah, I could have dotted the I in Ohio State. I could have been that guy out there, dotting the I.
I went to Bentley, and I got a great education. I had made a ton of great friends. I partied every weekend. But if I could do it all over again, I would have gone to a big Southern school with at least 2 solid Division I programs, like at least definitely a good football program and definitely a good basketball program. So that so that at this point in my life, I like every single week, I would have something to follow in the newspaper or whatever else.
The thing that I would look at more closely if I was looking to go to college next year is the male-female ratio. Bryant University in 1985, 86 was like 65% male and the rest females. I would definitely go to a school where it's 30% male, 70% female.
McCarthy, Endicott College is co-ed now.
Bentley College was similar to that, Chris.
You see the background.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, Chris, you better watch out, man.
She's gonna throw a knife and it's gonna stick you right in the back of the head.
That's why he was looking over his shoulder.
The first live killing on GMG.
Bentley was the same way, Chris. And the ones that were there, they were going there to be accountants. There wasn't a 10, and there may have been 2 or 3 9s, and then there was a whole lot of 5s and 4s. It was not good.
Yeah, but they're 10s now because they're wearing their glasses and they're this and they're.
They got a big checking account.
Yeah.
How does that saying go? It's like something with 10 zeros or 9 zeros or something. I forget what it was.
Oh, I thought you were talking about George Carlin. He's like, I've never had a 10, but I've had 5 2s.
Yeah, exactly.
He went to Ithaca College. Yeah.
So we asked everybody got that in, right? So our last question is, and we don't have to make this long, but I found this interesting. And Zach, I'm going to start with Zach because he has strong feelings about it. He said, Parcells is up against Richard Seymour and Vrabel for the Fan Hall of Fame. Patriots Fan Hall of Fame. Nothing to do with national, but like just the Patriots. And there are a lot of Boston sports writers that vehemently disagree that Parcells should be in there before Seymour or Vrabel. Zach, I'm going to hear your take first.
Well, you play the game to win, and Seymour and Vrabel both have 3 rings each. So Parcells won nothing for us. So as far as I'm concerned, he's not even in the conversation. It's between Vrabel and Seymour. And I got to go with Seymour because, I like Vrabel better, but I got to go with Seymour because of the fact that he played in 7 Pro Bowls. He's a Hall of Fame player, and Vrabel just isn't. Vrabel brought versatility to the game because he scored so many touchdowns in the playoffs when it counted. But over the the 8 or 9 years they each played together with the Patriots, I think you got to go Seymour. And Parcells is texting the Jets during the Super Bowl run, and that to me, he should have focused on the Green Bay Packers. So he's not even in the equation.
All right, who wants to go next? Anybody have strong feelings about it?
I agree with what Zach said.
Okay.
I didn't know any of that until Zach said it, so I gotta go with Zach too.
Yeah, I'm gonna back Zach up for. You can't put it any better than that. So well thought out and.
I think that's a very strong argument, but this is the only thing that I would say. I'm going to play devil's advocate. I'm going to say I agree with you, but here's the devil's advocate argument. Okay. Back then, Zach, you're a little younger than me, and Drew, you're a little younger than us. Back then, when Parcells came here, he gave us, it was really the first sense of hope. And he really, to me, made the Patriots relevant in a way that we really went through some dark years here, really dark years before he came. And I felt like he instilled a sense of winning and accountability. So, I wouldn't mind seeing Seymour and Parcells. I don't know about Vrabel, but I'll accept your argument, Zach. But I do think that Parcells was more than just an average coach here, and I think that he did have something to do with the turnaround that we have experienced. Not that it couldn't have happened with Belichick, obviously, but I thought he was a pretty special coach. The way he handled people and his no nonsense, kind of thinking was novel. So
have you seen the 30 for 30 Bills with Belichick and Parcells?
I have not. There's another thing.
That's awesome. Definitely watch that.
Zach, you're my guy right now. Oh, okay. I'm going to give you guys something you need to watch. If you have Hulu, you have to watch Party Down. Listen to me, Party Down. There was 2 seasons of it, and it was filmed 10 years ago, but it has an all-star cast. Paul Rudd was a producer, and it's absolutely hilarious. Party Down. If you have Hulu, check it out, because it's not an obvious thing that like everybody will tell you Ozark or this or that. check out Party Down on Hulu. It's definitely worth watching. So there we go.
Check out Money Heist on Netflix too.
You know, I watched the first episode and it was like the voiceover, and I could see Kate was distracted and not paying attention. So
Yeah.
I maybe I'm gonna watch. I might watch that on my own.
You got to. It's pretty cool. It has you on the edge of your seat every episode.
All right, I'll watch that when Kate's not watching something else. I'll play
Hey, Joey, I
Fortnite.
just want to mention something if you don't mind.
Sure.
Condolences and rest in peace to Bill Withers over the weekend, and to Jerry Stiller, another genius.
Yeah.
And there was a few more, and I can't actually recall who they were off.
Little Richard.
That's right.
Mr. I want to be in the 50s.
That's right. Little Richard. You're right. It was Little Richard, Bill Withers, Jerry Stiller, and there was one more. But there was three. I think there was three musicians, and then Jerry Stiller. Sad over the weekend. And there were natural causes on those guys too. It wasn't COVID.
Yeah, it's nice that it was natural causes, and we don't have to hear about the COVID. But out of those guys, Jerry Stiller, Jesus, huh? Jerry Stiller. Oh, now, did you like him better in Seinfeld or in King of Queens?
I think he brought the same to both series. I mean, he's just that brilliant or that funny as an actor.
Yeah.
That, he became more famous in the Seinfeld episode with that long run that they had on that show, and played a great part. I think he got a little bit more face time on King of Queens.
Yeah.
So it's a good argument.
There you go. All right, gentlemen. Thank you for showing up. Zach, thanks for hanging out the whole time. Check out Minglewood's menu. It's online. And you're doing great stuff.
Joey, can I say one thing before we leave?
Yes, please do.
I just want to say, Zach, and to all the restaurant people out there, you're doing an amazing job. We all of us that are on this screen right now love the restaurant scene in Gloucester, and
Awesome scene.
God bless you guys. You're amping it up and doing the best you can, and we really appreciate and we'll be supporting you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. That means a lot.
We're
We have
looking-
a lot of great restaurants.
We're looking forward to it, believe me. So, all right, Homie Cast 28's in the books. Everybody have a great night. And stop recording.